Infinite Trish Stratus 03. I'm excited to get this card finally. I wanted this persona before, but I just didn't have the prerequisite cards needed to get it, so I'm happy to get another crack at it. All we need is a Ruby Naomi that you can get for like 8,500 MFP, or maybe even less from the card marketplace. That's what I did before this. And the strategy usually for these matches is throw the referee to the outside of the ring and kind of get your MFP challenges on them, right? But I don't know if they patched it or what. You'll see the 10 light strikes just don't pop up on the referee. And there's 4 there, and I'll do another 4, and then I'll do another batch of 4 just to show you guys that this strategy doesn't work anymore. But it's not all doom and gloom. We can still get a couple of MFP challenges out of the way on the outside of the ring, but we're going to start the match off just a little bit differently. As soon as the bell rings, you do want to target the referee like usual and throw him to the outside of the ring. He's not going to get off that easy, because one MFP challenge that does still thankfully work on the referee, for some reason, is the red head damage that a striker needs. So go ahead and do your limb attacks on the outside of the ring. I found that the fastest way to do this is to press circle and then circle again by the head. That's going to be B and B again on the Xbox, and just do that over and over again. It should take like 5 or 6 attempts before you get the red head damage to pop up, and then you can move on to doing your crowd and opponent taunt, and you're already up to 45 MFP, halfway there. From that point, you need to hit your signature, your finisher, and then land 10 light strikes on one of these AI opponents, and you know, that's actually the hardest part of this match. The computer reverses everything, it seems like, but if you pick your spots and kind of let these two beat up on each other in the ring and jump in on occasion, you should find success. Now, I do want to give you guys a heads up for Naomi's finishers. Now, she's got 3 of them she can hit. Her standard one, when you're just facing your opponent, is her submission hold. And if you do that finisher, you're not going to get the MFP to pop up, unfortunately, unless you get them to tap out or they kick out of it, like they win the button mash game. If, like, Io Sky, for example, breaks up my submission attempt on Rhea Ripley, it's not going to trigger for whatever reason. I don't know why that is. It's been in the game for a long time for submission finishers where it's bugged like that. So if you do want to hit that finisher, just keep in mind that you'll either need to win with that finisher or your opponent needs to get out of it on their own. If it gets interrupted for some reason or you cancel the move, it doesn't trigger. I don't know why that is. That springboard is the second finisher that Naomi has. You have to land that cleanly. It didn't trigger there, as you can see. And then her third one, which you'll have the most success getting MFP consistently for, if you can get her to actually use it, is standing behind your opponent. She does that full Nelson slam. So that's the one I advise you guys do. Otherwise, it's kind of a pain to set up the other two. So yeah, right now I just got to get my 10 light strikes. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this is the toughest part of the match, which it should be the easiest, but you got 2 opponents you got to deal with. They both are dangerous because they're high overall, and they both are countering machines. So just be patient, it'll come. Of course they counter you, but thankfully it's only 10. And, fun fact, if you want to mix it up, if you do weak limb attacks, those also count towards your 10 light strikes. So if an opponent's on the ground and you want, like what we were doing to the referee earlier, if you want to do a weak targeted limb attack, that counts too. So you have options, mix it up if you want. The path of least resistance to me is just doing these standing light strikes, so that's what I do. But I want to show you guys what I meant earlier about setting up that submission finisher, because a lot of times, even if I'm trying to do the secondary finisher from behind, I don't know, I'm doing it wrong. Naomi will still turn the opponent around and do this front-facing submission, so I must be doing something improper. But now that I have her locked in, I have to either let her win this submission minigame or tap her out. So I'm going to choose to just let her out. I just barely let her out before Io Sky interrupted the submission. Had Io Sky interrupted the submission, that land 1 finisher MFP prompt in the left would not have popped up. So like I said, it's really a pain in the butt, but you have to keep that in mind so you don't make the mistake of wasting a precious finisher that you should have a couple stockpiled before you go in for the kill anyways. But you see Rhea Ripley is going to use her comeback resiliency here. That's nice. If you do enough damage and you do like a bunch of weapon attacks, sometimes you'll get a pinfall victory without even having your opponent use that comeback resiliency. I think that's what we're going to go for here. You should be waiting on the outside of the ring with a weapon in hand, waiting for one of the 2 opponents to be stunned or roll to the outside of the ring like Rhea just did. That's when you want to slide in, hit them with a kendo stick or a steel chair, whatever your weapon of choice is, and then land your finisher or signature and get the 3 count. If your opponent kicks out, then roll out of the ring yourself and rinse and repeat. Let those two go to work on each other, and then come in and pick the bones once one of them is stunned. That's it. That's easy. And for the other triple threat match that's available right now, I think you need a Diamond Money in the Bank Io Sky for that match. I don't have that card, but the same kind of strategy applies. Take the referee to the outside, see if you can get your running attack MFP challenges that way. If I do end up getting the Io Sky, I'll do a video on it, but I'm not going to grind MFP or anything like that, so I wouldn't count on it, guys. Anyways, if this video was helpful to you, let me know down below in the comments. Leave a like, a sub, do all the YouTube stuff for me, please. And I will catch you all next time. Until then, be well and take care. Peace.